The Toronto Raptors starting lineup ranks in the 86th percentile of half court efficiency and are shooting 50% on two pointers outside the paint and 41% on above the break threes. So these are some pretty solid offensive statistics from this Toronto Raptors squad, who is currently without their best player and former All NBA Pascal Siakam. Now, I made my video yesterday talking about why Pascal, once he gets onto the starting lineup, is going to completely change everything. Got a little bit of backlash because, and this is something I forgot, before Pascal went down with injury, a lot of Raptors fans actually wanted to trade him away. Personally, I think that this extended break is kind of like reuniting Raptors fans, like, and how valuable. I think it's just reminding them how valuable Pascal Siakam is, not only to just like their offensive efficiency, but everything that goes throughout, like everything in the Raptors offense, everything in the defense. It's going to go through Pascal Siakam. He is now their best player. You don't have Kyle Lowry in town anymore. Pascal Siakam, this is his team, and he's got to step up. So welcome back to the channel. If you guys enjoy it, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I wanted to make this video on the starting five unit of Fred VanVleet, Gary Trent Jr., OG Anunoby, Scotty Barnes, and Precious Achiuwa. Now, they've played 118 possessions for a net rating of 17. And then, like I said, they rate in the 86th percentile of half-court efficiency, which means they're like better. They're better than like 86% of. I'm not a math guy, but they are essentially ahead of 86% of offensive rating, half court offensive efficiency. So that's the starting lineup. Pascal's going to be back in like 2 weeks or so. I don't know what's going to happen. Now, like my gut, there's just something about my gut telling me that the starting lineup, they're going to try and keep Scotty Barnes in the starting lineup. Now, there's a couple of issues with this. If you keep Scotty Barnes in the starting lineup, it's going to go Freddie, Gary, OG, Scotty Barnes, and then Pascal Siakam. The issue with that is the bench unit is kind of thin, especially at that small forward position. You've got a handful of guys who are trying to play, like Goran, Malachi, Svi, Delano, and then you have like big men, Precious Achiuwa, Kem Birch, Chris Boucher. That three position is kind of, it's kind of, there's no one really to fill it who's like, Svi probably would. He's a little bit bigger. Precious Achiuwa, I don't think his three-point shooting is efficient enough to play that position. I mean, I don't really want to see Chris Boucher try and play the three. That's the big thing, is somebody would probably just be left out of the back of the bench unit, because you're gonna have to. I mean, you have three big men, like I said, and I don't think that they're trying to bench any of these players. Maybe Chris Boucher, not as far as like benching goes, but I think with Chris Boucher, he's definitely in the doghouse right now. Apparently his shot selection is not very pleasing to Nick Nurse. The defensive intensity isn't really pleasing Nick Nurse. So I imagine Chris Boucher, in a couple of weeks from now, his minutes will be back to normal. So I don't really know what this starting lineup and this bench lineup is going to look like. Particularly, or personally, I really like Precious Achiuwa in the starting lineup. So I would love for them to keep him and just run with essentially what they have now, but the insertion of the insertion of Pascal, and getting rid of Scotty Barnes, throwing him on the bench. The starting lineup would be Freddie, Gary, OG, Pascal Siakam, and then Precious Achiuwa, and then the bench, you'd be able to have Scotty Barnes be the three guy there. And I've mentioned reasons that I kind of would like Scotty Barnes starting off the bench, is because if you're looking to develop and progress Scotty, especially when Pascal comes back, I mean, you're going to be just dealing with a bunch of ball dominant players. Like Fred needs the ball in his hands, and then Pascal's going to need the ball in his hands. So it's kind of like when they had Goran in the starting lineup, where it's like, I like Scotty's ability to play the third option on the offense. The thing is he ready to be the third option on the offense? I like what I see every time Scotty steps out onto the court. So I know for a fact, like, whether it's when Pascal comes back or if it's after the All-Star break or whenever it is, I know for a fact Scotty Barnes will be finishing this season in the starting lineup. Last game against Chicago, his stats, I feel like, looked better than his actual aggressiveness. 13 points, 4 rebounds, 6 of 8 from the field, 0 for 1 from downtown. The thing is, I just feel like those 8 shots were, like, he was never the first option. Except for that three-pointer that he took. It was always like, oh, Scotty Barnes, like, he's just giving the ball in the paint. He's looking for a pass, but there's nothing open, so he just, takes a layup. Which I love it, but I would like for him to be more aggressive. I would like for Nick Nurse to implement him into the starting lineup, run some plays for him a little bit more often. So there's really a bunch of question marks regarding this Raptors roster right now. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about the starting lineup once Pascal comes back. There's pros, there's cons to having Scotty Barnes in the starting lineup or having him come off of the bench. I just don't really know what they're going to do because I really want to see Precious Achiuwa. I would love for Precious. I mean, he's dropped, a triple or double-double 3 straight games. I would like to see Precious just continue to start until it doesn't make sense for him to start anymore. I mean, they're playing these starters way too many minutes. They're letting these starters get to like 40-plus minutes on a night-to-night basis. So having these bench guys, it's going to be huge if guys start to get injured. Nick Nurse, I especially like Freddie playing 42 last game, I would lower that significantly. Maybe not significantly, but that's why you have a bench. That's why you have Banton. That's why you have Goran. That's why you have Malachi. So you don't have to play Freddie 42 minutes in the 4th game of the season. So that's it for today, guys. Drop your roster predictions, your starting roster predictions, or the whole team roster predictions down below in the comments for when Pascal comes back. Once again, hit that like button, hit that sub button, post Raptors content every single day. Peace.